Okay, hello there. This video is to demonstrate the minimum practice of creating a horde of monsters chasing player using Crowd BattleFrame. Now I'm using the top-down template of Unreal Engine's content pack, and when I played the game, it works like this. And then this is the turtle shell skeletal mesh that I just imported. The first thing I should do is to convert this turtle shell into a vertex animation. Then I made a editor utility widget to do that for you automatically. Right click and run the editor utility widget. Then all you need to do is to fill skeletal mesh here and the corresponding animation in the motion section. Die, idle, and move. Then we hit do all. The static mesh that we created has no texture. See, and we apply the color texture to it. The texture is here. Then the texture is correctly applied. That is all we need to do to create a new monster. The next thing we need to do is to set up our map. To set up our map, we need to put into something into the map. There must be a battle control. This is where all the battle logic is in. And we also need a spawner, so we can spawn monsters. And we need a neighbor grid. This is to handle a collision. And the last thing we need is a flow field, which is here. Then what we need to do is to adjust the size of the flow field. We can put it in the center of the map. And in the detail section, we expand the size of flow field. And we decrease the cell size. Then we need to trace the ground location, because in Crowd BattleFrame, monsters need to know the ground location from the flow field. We trace ground, and we also know that the ground is block or static, so it is object type is static, world static. And then we need to trace obstacles, because we have these columns here. In the obstacle section, we use world dynamic. Then what we need to do to set these columns using the dynamic object type. The flow field uses a decal to cast all these cells onto the ground. So we need to lower it so the decal can take effect. For these columns, which I have already set it to use the world dynamic object type, like this, block all dynamic, so they are world dynamic. The flow field now correctly identifies them as obstacles. So these arrows will flow around them instead of collide into them. Then we need to spawn our monsters. Before that, we hide all those visualizations, so our screen looks cleaner. We open our spawner, and inside it is the spawn agent's rectangular function, which is maybe the only function that we need to use. And we spawn 100 agents. We get the actor location of the spawner, and we spawn at that location and with a random region of 1000 centimeters. Then another thing we need to do is to set our monsters to use the flow field we have just set. For that, we need to open the data asset of our monsters, where all the settings lies within. The navigation contains the flow field to use. We can fill the flow field here. And there's a bunch of other parameters we can set, like its radius, scale, health, and all its AI behaviors, like appear, sleep, patrol, move, a lot. Then we can try spawn our agents. It now looks like this. See, our agents is not following the player. That is because in the flow field, we need to set the Go actor as our player. That is all we need to do. But we can also adjust the agent's parameter to make it look better, because it now looks apparently too large. In the agent data asset, we can set it to be smaller, and the collider radius we need to set it smaller too. We play it again, and it now has the appropriate size. Then this ground decal circle, how can we make it smaller too? The decal circle is rendered by this NS turtle shell SK, which is a Niagara system. There's a bunch of emitters which is each responsible for different parts, like health bar, is mesh, decal renderer, which is the ground ring circle, and the text pop-up. The decal we need to set it smaller, like 100. So that's it. Thank you. Oh, and if you wonder why this turtle shell is overlapping with the columns, because these are a custom-made movement, and they do not naturally have collision with the Unreal's static mesh. What we need to do is to add our custom collision shapes on here, so it will collide. The collision shape is inside our BattleFrame content, and there's the core, neighbor grid, there's sphere obstacle and square obstacle. In here we need square, we need sphere obstacle. Put one here, and we can scale it up like this. So this column now have collision. We can do the same for the rest of them. And for rectangular shapes, we can use this square obstacle. So now they have collision too. We can also put a sphere obstacle and attach it to our character. So our character can now collide with the agents. We can also put a square obstacle in the middle of the map, and we scale it up. And then we invert it. Inside out. So it now acts as a boundary. These agents cannot go across the boundary, so they do not fall out of the map.